It was the night of St. Patrick's Day, 2013, as high school dancer Taylor Cunningham was in a car with her mom and two sisters, driving down the 52 in San Diego. Sitting in the front seat of their family van, Taylor had her feet up on the dash when all of a sudden her mom saw the bright lights of a car speeding towards them. In a split second, Taylor's mom instinctively pushed her legs off the dashboard and embraced the van for what came next. The bright lights of the car speeding towards them was driven by a drunk driver who was speeding down the wrong side of the highway. The two vehicles collided, killing the drunk driver and severely injuring Taylor and her family. Taylor spent 75 days in the hospital while being in a coma for 17 days with a brain injury and suffered broken bones throughout her body. Taylor Cunningham, the beautiful and talented high school dancer, would never be the same. Drunk driving is a reckless decision that needs to be avoided in order to save lives and make the road a safer place. According to the CDC, in 2014, over 1.1 million drivers were arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol or narcotics. That's 1% of the 121 million self-reported episodes of alcohol-impaired driving among U.S. adults each year. Also in 2014, 9,967 people were killed in alcohol-impaired driving crashes, accounting for nearly one-third, or 31%, of all traffic-related deaths in the U.S. Drunk driving is a growing issue that needs to be addressed in order to prevent more heartbreaking incidents for families all across the country. In order to drive safely, a driver must be able to use their hands, feet, eyes, and brain to their fullest capabilities. When a person drinks alcohol, none of these features are able to be used to their fullest ability. Drinking affects the person's reaction time, vision, tracking, concentration, comprehension, and coordination. Alcohol slows our reflexes, which decreases our ability to react to different situations and maintaining our coordination while driving. It also affects our concentration, making it hard to comprehend complex situations or even simple situations while driving. According to the National Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependence, in 2012, 29.1 million people admitted to driving under the influence of alcohol. That's more than the population of Texas. And an estimated 32% of fatal car crashes involved an intoxicated driver or pedestrian. There are many ways to prevent drunk driving. Some ways involve self-monitoring, while others are enforcements by the law. Under the self-monitoring category, there's the solution to designate a non-drinking driver before going out to drink. By designating a sober driver before the night begins, it makes the end of the night easier, as there should be no questions asked of who is going to drive home. Another important self-monitoring solution is being able to find your friends liable. If you are out with friends enjoying a few drinks when all of a sudden one of them decides to leave, you should make sure that he or she has a safe and sober ride home. Walk out front with them and make sure they are not getting into a car to drive, even if they drove there. There should be no question that it is safer to get them a cab ride home for the night, and they can come back and get their car in the morning. Law enforcement has made an effort to increase sobriety checkpoints at drunk driving has become a more pressing issue over the year. Many see these checkpoints as an inconvenient stop in their path of travel, but the numbers prove that these checks are effective. A study done on sobriety checkpoints proved that since the increased use of this tactic, decreased fatal and non-fatal crashes thought to involve alcohol by 18.8%. Sobriety checkpoints not only catch drunk drivers, they also prevent drunk driving. According to a study done on the public's awareness of sobriety checkpoints, the percentage of people that are aware of these checkpoints has increased from 4% to 32% since the addition of more checkpoints. Another tactic that law enforcement has been cracking down on since the increase of drunk driving accidents is enforcing BAC level laws and drinking age laws. Underage drinking has become a big problem on college campuses and high schools. It is important for young adults to know the consequences of drinking at a young age. Also, there needs to be an increase of patrol around these areas of high population of young adults to make sure no underage drinking is occurring. There has been talk about the possibility of reducing the BAC legal limit. According to the CDC, when a person's BAC levels are at about 0.02%, they already have a decline in vision function and an ability to perform more than one task at a time. Once their levels reach 0.05% higher, they lose even more function, physically, mentally, making it impossible to properly function a vehicle. Unfortunately, more times than not, these self-monitoring and law enforcement solutions are not utilized, and the aftermath of drunk driving is deadly.
I went to a party and remembered what you said. You told me not to drink, Mom, so I had a Sprite instead. I felt proud of myself, the way you said I would, that I didn't drink and drive, though some of my friends said I should. I made a healthy choice, and your advice to me was right. The party finally ended, and the kids drove out of sight. I got into my car, sure to get home in one piece. I never knew what was coming, Mom, something I expected least. Now I'm lying here on the pavement, and I hear the policeman say, the kid that caused this wreck was drunk. Mom, his voice seems far away. My own blood's all around me, and I can try hard not to cry. I hear the paramedics say, this girl is gonna die. I'm sure the guy had no idea, because he was flying high, because he chose to drink and drive. Now I would have to die. So why do people do it, Mom, knowing that it ruins lives? And now the pain is cutting me like 100 stabbing knives. Tell sister not to be afraid, Mom. Tell Daddy to be brave. And when I go to heaven, put Mommy's girl on my grave. Someone should have taught him that it's wrong to drink and drive. Maybe if his parents had, I'd still be alive. My breath is getting shorter, and Mom, I'm getting really scared. These are my final moments, and I'm so unprepared. I wish that you could hold me, Mom, as I lie here and die. I wish I could say I love you, Mom. So I love you, and goodbye.
It is our responsibility to keep ourselves and our friends accountable to not drink and drive. So volunteer to be the sober driver for the night, and make an example for those around you. The choice to drink and drive puts lives at risk. It makes the road a dangerous place to be. No one wants to be the one being pulled out of a smashed car and put into a body bag. But even more, no one wants to be the cause of someone else being pulled out of a wrecked car and put into a body bag because of your choice to drink and drive.